Let's further discuss this now with Nasser Mashni. He's the president of Australia Palestine Advocacy Network and joins me live from London. It's really good to see you. Thank you for being with us on the program. I want to pick up on a line that Ashraf mentioned, saying that UNRWA represents the identity of Palestinians, the right to return for Palestinians. Can you expand on that for me a bit?
Absolutely. The mandate of UNRWA, the mandate of the United Nations that created this illegal settler colony, racist state of Israel, the mandate of UNRWA is principally about taking care of Palestinian refugees until they're able to exercise their inalienable right to return. This is a term, a comment, perhaps most people don't understand what it means, but inalienable means a birthright. Every Palestinian has a right to return to their ethnically cleansed homes. What we're seeing from the United States is creating the situation where might is right, where Rubio stands in occupied Palestine and says that UNRWA won't be part of the rebuilding of Palestine, the aid to Palestine. He's saying to Palestinians that they can't self-determine their future. Palestinians have a right to choose Palestinian representation, to be looked after by Palestinians and to be rebuilt by Palestinians. That's what self-determination is.
During Rubio's press conference, he said that their main focus right now is to ensure that the ceasefire holds. But Israel, as we know, has breached the ceasefire dozens of times. They haven't been held accountable. Dozens of Palestinians have been killed over the last 3 weeks. Not to mention, they're not allowing the amount of aid that they agreed to on that plan.
Oh, correct. What we know, America, like Israel, is a racist construct. And what ceasefire means is Palestinians cease and Israelis fire. This ceasefire agreement is about protecting Israel. It's not about protecting Palestinians. It's not about justice for Palestinians, not about liberation. There's no accountability. What we need is the entire world, as the International Court of Justice said, only last week, Special Rapporteur Francesca Albanese again said, we need international countries to come together to break the siege and restore order. What we need is international law to be applicable to everyone. The situation we have today is that we are entrenching a system of might is right. The United States, Marco Rubio, Benjamin Netanyahu cannot be allowed to get away with this genocide and continue to dictate the outcome for Palestinians.
You mentioned the right to self-determination. Another grave issue that many Palestinians and the wider international community is worried about is the future governance of Gaza. Marco Rubio, when commenting on it, saying that Israel would have to sign off on how that would finalize and how it would essentially look, but there's no talk on Palestinian involvement in this process.
It's just an absurdity. For many years now, Hamas has accepted that a Palestinian authority, a Palestinian governance can and must be reconstituted. There's been dozens of opportunities or attempts to reconcile all of the various factions. Israel's not interested in a united Palestinian front to negotiate with, because if that was enabled, then they would be forced to negotiate. What we need is the world to hold this rogue country to account, as we did in South Africa, as we did in what happened in Algeria and other settler colonies. Israel must be held to account to international law, equally like everybody else. And whilst we still continue to propagate this idea that Israel must be saved, that a two-state solution, a Jewish state, these notions that America is rolling out about who might rule Palestinians, how that might be ruled, who might look after them, how that aid might happen, we're just going to perpetuate this cycle of violence. What needs to happen is justice. What needs to happen is accountability. Until Benjamin Netanyahu and the genocideers that perpetuated this genocide are in The Hague and are being treated as African dictators were, there'll be no justice, there'll be no liberation, and Palestinians will continue to resist until they are free.
The president of the Australia Palestine Advocacy Network, Nasser Mashni. It's always a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much.